Yo.
What's happening with you? Boy? Good morning, everybody. It's coming in.
Good morning.
Brothers of Legacy. It's happy Monday, man. It's been a week and a half and
Yes,
2/3.
indeed.
Man. It's been crazy. So
Yes,
that's
indeed.
gonna pop in here because this look like everything's on a delay. Looks like, but see if I can share it out right quick.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. Listen, real quick, everybody. If you've not joined our community, text brothers to 84576. I have something coming down the pike that is very, 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 very big. And my text community is going to get it first. And why am I struggling with my computer? Because I don't have it in the right space. Damn, because I was working on it. So definitely be a part of the text community. I didn't even text out to my people that were live, but I'll get that. It's been a crazy morning. I ran into something that's like blowing my mind. It is like it's gonna change the game of how we do meetings and everything. And it's one of those things that was like I was telling Terry, it's in a natural progression of it's about time that we move to this space. And it's dope. It's dope. And I want you guys to definitely be a part of it when we launch. I'm doing some training and looking into it, and it is dope. And I'm trying to move as fast as possible before it fluctuates and everybody else is doing it. I'm not going to be behind on this one. So this thing is going to be great. So make sure you join our community, text brothers to 84576, text brothers to 84576. Be a part of this movement. Text brothers to 84576. And today I'll be with you guys for a moment, waiting for my other folks to come in. I have something virtual, something with my babies. Everything's virtual. But yeah, so today first thing we're talking about is what to do when everything sucks. What to do when everything sucks. When it just all goes to that place in the handbasket. All right. So,
all right. We're going to roll this beautiful bean footage and we'll be back.
Yes, indeed. I didn't want to catch that.
Morning. Good morning.
Welcome to another episode.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes.
This episode of Brothers of Legacy is brought to you by
Mark. Hey, Mama McCrory, what's going on with you?
Life. Make sure you live it. All right, let's see. What's up, Mark? Great morning to you. Hey. Mama McCrory in the building. Great morning to you as well. So yeah, we appreciate you guys rocking with us today. This is an amazing Monday. Amazing Monday. So we are talking about what to do. Oh yeah, there you go. Bam. You know what?
What's that?
I knew I had that shirt. I put it on this morning.
The bottom of the note. This one.
Oh man, I had it too. I was like, "That's what I'm gonna wear tomorrow, Monday."
Hey, Auntie.
Just my podcast people know it's the Brothers of Legacy shirt.
Absolutely,
definitely. All right, so when things go wrong, when your plans don't come together, like Hannibal VA. If y'all know, aging myself, 18. I love when the plan comes together. And things don't work the way you want them to work. How do you pivot from that? How do you shift your mind? Because the first thing is when things go wrong is shifting your mind not to stay in a place where you're angry, upset, and all over the place. What do you do to kind of help get out of that space?
For me, over the years, I struggled with that very thing. When I was before I ran into the progression of becoming a man, and I was faking it for those few years. My response to stuff when it went nuts was nuts because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea, had no plan. I had no, I didn't. because a lot of times we don't foresee stuff happening like that, and then when it goes right, that's when you have to overcome the emotion of it, the shock of it, and then you're trying to formulate a plot. So
Right.
my mindset was way different back in those days. So
Right.
to answer the question back then is that I did not know how to handle it. So I just put fire. I just put gas on the flame. It was already on
Right.
fire.
Right.
Don't fire. Let me go ahead and throw some stuff on it. And so once I went through the progression and the act of becoming a man, my mindset had to change, like you said.
Right.
What's up, Jay? And
What's up, Jay?
now I handle things a little bit differently. Now I can, in the midst of chaos, I learned I've had to stop,
Right.
drop, and roll.
Shut them
You know
down.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of what I had to do. But back then it wasn't like that. It was just it was chaos in the beginning. But now that I've changed my mindset, I'm able to stop, drop, and roll and handle
Nice.
it like I'm supposed to. Pastor Brian.
Nice.
There he is.
Yes. Pastor in the building. Great morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Pastor
Good morning,
Brian.
everybody. Happy Monday, all.
Happy Monday. So
Before you go any further, AD, just look at that. Yeah.
the background.
Yes.
Right.
Take
No.
it.
So Pastor, today we are talking about, as you can see, what to do when everything sucks, and how to overcome things when your plan doesn't come together. What to do, how to pivot, how to shift when things go wrong. Like even this COVID situation that no one planned. That has probably derailed a lot of things. What do you do to shift that? What is your mindset when things don't come together like you want them to?
Morning, Mark. Morning, big bro. Morning, Mom. Morning, Auntie. Morning,
Hey,
Jay
Pastor.
Hamilton. Morning, everybody. I was just looking at all of that.
You fine. You fine.
Lisa. Okay. You keep pressing. This is a great day to have Lisa Yeomans on. When you talk about persevering, when you talk about continuing to press forward, you keep it moving. Right. I've learned that a dog will never chase a parked car. You have to keep moving. I think that the best we can discover about ourselves is how we respond to things going sideways, right? You didn't get in it to quit. You got in it to make it. So, and you can't get into something without expecting things to go wrong.
Right.
So, and I think that's the mistake that most people make. So I think you recognize going in it, there's going to be some challenges. And if the goal outweighs the challenges, you keep pressing forward. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, when you've gone through some things and you've had to overcome, you learn, you become familiar with overcoming. You realize when you look back, wow, that didn't kill me. It didn't stop me. I'm still here. If you're still here to talk about it, you can still act on it. You can still move forward. So I know it sounds cliche, but
sometimes cliches are is the basic mindset. It should be.
Yeah.
We were just talking before we first came on, and I'm sorry for getting emotional. I saw BJ's picture back then and kind of got to me. So, I've been in situations where things just went. I mean, we talk about an absolute dumpster fire in life, and we were talking about mindsets, and when I didn't have the mindset, how I would just pour gasoline on the fire. I didn't know anything about pressing through. My thing was knowing that I had to put some more gas in the fire, because if it's on fire, let's make it an inferno, But once I changed my mindset, it was like, okay, like I was saying, I've learned how to stop, drop, and that when I mean by drop is taking on everything, every aspect of the situation, and putting it into some kind of context, and then rolling with the situation and trying to come up with a solution. That's what I had to learn how to do. But it took me many, many moons to do so. And but like you said, Pastor, to your point, pressing forward is just the epitome of what we have to do. What I always say to people, and one of my quotes I live by, I love it. I love saying it. I repeat it thousands of times a day to people. It's not, what do I always say? I say it's never the falling down in life that makes you who you are. It's the getting up. So it is, you got to keep rolling, got to keep pressing, and oh man, and trying to overcome certain things in life, man, it's really crazy. Like if you could look back, Pastor, I know, and I've heard your story 1,000 times. I know the story backwards and forwards, but there may be some people that haven't heard or know. But what was the biggest dumpster fire for you throughout your years of living, and before you became the man you are? How did you handle it? And then what was different from then to the man you are now?
Pick a story. I'm still becoming,
Right.
I'm not the man that I am. Neither am I the man that I was.
Mm-hmm.
I am the man that I'm becoming. Right.
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress. So I'm still working through those things. I mean, in terms of I think it's all of those things that have developed me. Right. Some were worse than others. I mean, I don't know. I can't even, I can't begin. I don't know. I mean, the reality is there are many things that have happened in my life that could have happened to anybody else and has happened to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I would say that I could count many things that other people would have quit, but I can also say I tried to quit.
Mm-hmm. That's
right.
Wrong to quit. Yeah.
And I had to suffer the consequences of trying to quit and being reminded that it was bigger than me. And that if I didn't get up off my tough and make something happen, I was not only going to destroy me, but I was going to destroy everything around me and those connected to me. I was going to negatively impact those around me, not destroy them, because I don't have the power to destroy anybody, but I would have made things a lot harder on people that I loved. So for me, it's not about, there's so many passages of scripture. There's so many stories, that we can look at in scripture where people should have quit, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. And God worked that thing out, and I'm saying I can relate to all of those stories, when I got in the way and when others got in my way, when I was trying to kill myself and when others left me for dead. I mean, that, this is life. And so for me, I guess when I'm in trying to encourage people, I have to look specifically at their situation. If I'm going to give you a broad statement, it's going to be general. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep pressing. You'll never make it if you don't try. Failure is not an option. I mean, all of these things that people say, all the motivational speakers, the encouragement speakers and all that stuff, they say all that. But when I'm talking to someone individually, then I have to zoom in on what that particular person's story is.
Right.
And what I do is I have the ability to write myself into that chapter of their life. The first thing is I tell them, this is a page in your book, or it's a chapter in your book of life. Right. It's not the end. This is not the benediction. And so when I write myself in there, I share with them like Paul. I'm always living a life like Paul did. Let me give you what God gave me. Let me share with you what my experience was. I can't tell people what to do. Right. What I do is share with people what I have done and what the Lord has done in and through my life. If there's anything that I tell people to do, I tell them not to quit. That's an instruction. That's an order for me. I demand that you not quit. If I want to be the boss, that's what I do. So there's a lot of things that I can speak to, but you said certain people don't know my story. You're right. They don't know a number of stories about my life. But if you're talking about, being homeless, you talk about my son, you talk about divorce, you talk about bankruptcy, you talk about, addiction.
You name it.
Like which one? Like if people could understand the power of God, I would say pick one of my stories and it'll validate how good and how great God is. Just pick one.
Amen with that. Well, let me welcome in Cole Johnson. What's up, Cole? How are you this morning, sir? And
I'm doing wonderful. Doing wonderful, sir.
Awesome. And our resident brother Dwayne Goodson, man, what's going on with you, man?
What's up?
What's up? So what we're talking about this morning, one of the first things we're gonna talk about this morning is what do we do? This is AD's topic here. He had to step away with a virtual conference for Lexi, so he'll be back in a bit. But he said, what do we do when everything sucks? And we're talking about how to handle chaos when things have completely caught on fire. You got a complete dumpster fire. How do we handle that? And what do we do when the
fight or flight?
You see it,
live or die. Get you pull enough out. You pull enough from deep down to get through it, or you die. It really is that simple. You either fight or it's over. So you can complain about how hard it is, which I get, but complaining ain't going to keep you here. Right. Regardless of whatever it is, if financial, you can change it or you can't change it. Either what you believe is enough or it's not. Either what you got in you is enough to get you to the next phase or it's not. But the only options you have is to be crushed by the weight or fight your way through it.
That's it. The best way through it is through it.
Yes, sir.
What I was just saying. So Cole, what about you, man? What's your thoughts?
Well, I was part of my name actually is Swahili for will persevere. So what do you do when everything sucks? You just simply have to persevere. Says in the book of James, count it all joy that you fall into trials of many kinds, for it produces perseverance. And there's a reason why that's the case, because when you think of, I can use the sports vernacular all day or an athletic vernacular all day. When you don't use your muscle and you don't work out, well, are you able to run a marathon? No. But if you train every day and deal with all of the issues that you normally do deal with, like at mile number 4 or 5, you say, I want to quit right now, but you press forward. Right. You think of all of those exercises in futility in terms of telling your brain, no, I can do a little more. I can go a little further. I can go a little further. It's a proving ground, and life is a proving ground. It's just simple and similar to Pastor. I've been homeless. I've been bankrupt. I've been divorced. And the biggest lesson that I probably will impart upon anybody is do not be your own sabotager. Mm-hmm. Because you can sabotage your own self in believing that you cannot get out of the situation that you're in. And it may not even be of your own doing as you've been putting in that situation. Right. But perseverance is the key, because life is well worth it on the other end when you can see what you went through. Right. And what you triumphed over.
Absolutely.
If you guys have been following us long enough here at the Brothers of Legacy, and Pastor Bryant has dropped, I can't even count on hands and toes how many nuggets he's dropped over the years that we've been doing this. But one of the nuggets that he dropped, and I live by it, I live by it. And he always says, and we're talking about persevering and going through in life, and he said, when he's talking about preaching, he said, I don't preach what I know. I preach what I've lived.
I don't preach what I heard. I preach what I've lived.
I preach what I live.
Preach what I live. And so, because that's like Sean's comment, where is it? And then he said, experience is the greatest testimony because you lived through it. I have so many experiences in my life that I've gone through. When people come to me and ask me about that certain experience, I can, the passion that I can speak with it about is amazing. So I love that particular quote. I live with that every single day. I don't teach what I've heard. I'm telling you what I've lived. And so that's one of the biggest things that in overcoming when everything is just on fire around. AD, what's up, man? Dang, that was a quick
Yeah. Virtual. Quick. Praise God.
See, when your child is doing well in school, it doesn't take that long.
In and out, baby. In and out. We love it.
If he didn't come back on here, we need to pray. If he didn't again, we need to pray.
Well, Lord, take care of Alexis because Anthony going to kill her. She don't do
with
it.
everything sucks.
Mr. Walker, we need to work this out. We got to figure out a plan for Alexis. Mr. Walker. We got to see when they get on there and say she's doing a great job. Bye. See you later. See you next time.
Right.
I love it all day.
And another thing I want to point out, I just want us to realize, because this is the part that we always mess up in my estimation. And correct me if I'm wrong, Pastor AD, Guru, Cole. Too many times we go through things, we curl up in a little ball. Some of us curl up in a little ball.
Yeah, man.
But a lot of us like to think that, oh God, ain't nobody know what I'm going through. I'm the only one. This is the only time this has ever happened in the existence of all humankind. Ain't nobody else in my city know what I'm feeling. Shut up. Right. You are not the only one. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it sucked. But everybody else is going through the same hurt and suck you got. Maybe at a different time, but it's you are not new to this issue.
Right.
Man, in my spiritual immaturity, oh yeah, I definitely did that. I'd be lying to you if I said I never did that.
Yeah.
But I think it's, and again, I like what Sean Rollins said, because he said, or you can let go and let God.
Or.
That's why I always say I have to deal with this specific situation when I'm trying to encourage a person, right?
Right.
I don't compare, because I can't measure another person's pain.
Right.
And because I'm not able to do that, you have to express some level of empathy towards that person. That's why I try to write myself into the story.
Right.
Because sometimes you can feel like you're by yourself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the message is a reminder that you are not by yourself. If you are, it's because you choose to be by yourself. You can you can isolate yourself from everybody, and then that goes to your point just a minute ago. Don't sabotage yourself by alienating yourself from everyone. Remember that. And so that's one thing. And the other thing is, depending on the situation, what Rollins said is absolutely valid. Sometimes you have to let the cake bake. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes.
You keep messing with it and you will make it fall yourself. Right. Sometimes you need to give that thing some time. There's certain situations where something is not moving fast enough and you feel like that's a failure. And the reality is, no, this just requires patience. Let it bake.
Cool.
In other words,
in
other words, it's not an absolute no, but it's not yet.
Right.
Yeah, it could be not yet. I mean, we talked about that in Bible study with Moses. Moses said, let me go see about my brethren. When Moses recognized he was a Hebrew, let me go see about my brethren. And he ended up killing somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He saw an Egyptian going at an Israelite, and Moses killed the man. And what God was saying is, it's not your time, Moses. Right. And Moses had to go 40 years on the other side of the desert. Right. And to come all the way back to do what God originally intended for him to do.
Right.
So sometimes we get ahead of ourselves, and when we get ahead of ourselves, we hit a hiccup and we think it's a failure. No, the reality is you're moving too fast. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, those all the waiting, your time, wait for the cake to rise and be, got to sit in fire, come out gold and all that great stuff. But I think it's hard. Like, I'm not gonna even sit there like, yeah, I got it. I can sit and wait. I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting. Like it's the it's the waiting and just have patience, be grateful. Nothing lasts forever. Right? Ask God to order your thoughts. Yes, indeed. That wait is challenging, especially like you said, when you have the hiccups, when you feel like nothing is going right, and then like to Dwayne, I'm going through this. Ain't nobody going through nothing. I feel like I'm the only one going through. Only one. I don't see nobody going through like I'm going through.
Wow.
And then hold on, let's take it another step. I go to church all the time. Such and such never go to church, and why is his life all good?
Yes, sir.
And I get it, because you get into that comparison. You get into that. Yeah. What do we say? Looking at someone else's lane, and of course you have no idea the level of struggle they're going through, and what they're dealing with. But all you see is what they look like, or what they look like at work. The amount of smiles and hurt that they're covering up. We don't know who's dealing with what. And all I know is I'm hurting, and Dwayne coming his job every day smiling. Yeah. And I don't understand what he's smiling about. Right. So I
smack that smile off his
face. Right. ain't no good in this morning.
He's just moaning.
It's just moaning. Oh,
you banging on.
That sounds good. That sounds good when you're over 40, because saying that over 40 years old, you've had enough experience. How do you explain that to a 19-year-old?
Right.
Right.
That's that's the thing. I've got adult children who think that because they've been out of the house that they know. Right. Yeah. And I remember when I was 25, I'm like, I'm grown. And now I look at my adult children, I'm like, poor child.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I told y'all the story that when I was 12 years old, I was having a conversation with my mom. We lived on Merchant Street in Kankakee, Illinois, standing in the dining room by the whatnot stand. I remember exactly where I was standing. We had this little stand with all her little whatnots on it. We called it the whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
And she said, and I'm like, well, Mom, we could change. She said, I'm 32 years old. I'm set in my ways.
Oh man.
Wow.
And right. My mom was 32 at the time, and she said that. And all I thought was, man, I can't wait till I'm 32.
I'm 32.
Because when I'm 32, I'm gonna be set in my ways. Ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me nothing. You hear me?
Stop speaking.
I'm gonna say this right now in front of everybody. My mama, my auntie, my brother, and all. My mama must have lost her mind when she was 32 years old. Because at 32 years old, you don't know nothing.
Right. Right.
You know more than a 19-year-old.
Right.
But you're still growing.
Right.
You're still, there are a lot of mature 32-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they are.
But you so far from wise. Oh my Lord. And so I'm saying, so my point is that it's relative to where we are. We can say, Dwayne was saying, just pick, either you make it or you don't. Either you live or you die. That works great for me today, because I know that today.
Right. Yeah.
But I didn't know that at 25.
Right.
At 25, it was the end of the world for me. So how do you get that message? How does it resonate with the 25-year-old who feels like this failure has now ruined their life? They don't realize that, after a couple of years, you won't even be thinking about this anymore.
Right. Heck, 32.
Go ahead.
32 for me was that age where I felt as though it was the end of the world, because I had a wonderful dinner with my then wife, and then 36 hours later, she says, I want a divorce. So I went from having my own house to living with my parents in a matter of 1 week. So I totally understand.
Right.
I totally understand, because I remember having my mother say that to me when I was 9 and 10 and 11. I was like, look, I'm an adult. I'm set my own ways. Don't tell me nothing. I don't need to change. Forget that.
Right.
And I remember saying the same thing you said, Pastor, under my breath. I said, "Ooh, I can't wait till I'm 30, 31, 32."
Right.
Man,
I said that.
and then when I was having those, as many of you on this panel understand, when I had those moments of self-reflection when you could do nothing but at 32, it was like, oh gosh, I had to be careful what I wish for, because I just got it.
Yeah, we ain't like Timmy Turner. We don't have Fairly Odd Parents. That could just kind of one. I know that's a bad reference.
Cosmo and Wanda.
And the fact that we know their names, that's what it is.
Right. Look, to Cole's point, pick a number from 18 to 41. Pick a number, 18 to 41. And I probably had a moment in my life anywhere on that timeline where I felt that way.
Right.
In some area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's life, and it keeps coming at you.
Right.
What changes,
and it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with how much money you have in the bank.
Facts.
Right.
Great caveat to put in there.
Very clear.
Right. Great agenda to put in there.
Make
yeah.
it very clear. It has nothing to do with how much money you have, because failure is not based on your bank account balance.
Say that again.
Failure is not based on whether or not you have a man or whether or not you have a woman. That ain't the failure in life of having somebody or not having somebody. Failure is not having children or not having children.
You better preach.
Failure is not owning your own business.
Right.
Talking good.
And so that's the thing, because because we measure failure by those things.
Yes.
The wrong measure.
And those
the
are
wrong metric.
Standards.
Right.
It's the wrong measurement. Yeah, wrong measuring stick. And so those are the things that we have to learn, because that's what takes the age factor away. Age is no longer relevant, because you can lose a job at 40 just as soon as you can lose it at 20.
Yeah.
You can lose a relationship at 60, just like you can lose it at 25. All of these things happen, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Yes, Sean, failure is a mindset, but failure is necessary. And what I mean by that is, if you don't ever mess anything up, how will you know that you're successful?
Right.
True.
Right.
A measuring stick, no doubt.
Yeah.
And
wrong measure stick and other rulers. That's the problem.
Failure isn't the mindset. Response to the failure, that's the mindset.
Just like when we examine the Bible, the reason that there is the law, is just to show us how inefficient we are anyway. That's the only purpose of the law, to show us that, hey, you need me. You don't got this unless.
What's up?
Nothing. Oh.
This is the box of this is the box of business cards. My daughter is official.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Congratulations. Nice.
Congratulations to your daughter. That's awesome, man.
Irene, congratulations.
That's right. Revel in that, Pastor. Congratulations.
Look, I was about
man,
to
I gotta do this every step. Like it's like congratulations at every level, man.
Right.
Every level is a lottery ticket for me.
Yes.
Look, I was about to make a joke, but I don't know if the joke's right to make. But
congratulations to your daughter, Pastor.
Yes, awesome. Congratulations. Just leave it, Dwayne. Don't do it.
Congratulations. No, that's all I'm saying. Congratulations.
Say it with your chest.
Hey, look, she got a job where she ain't got to worry about business, because people are dying to see her.
I got y'all.
What did he say? What did he say?
Oh man!
What did he say? He did a bad joke.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
It's
Kill it, Dwayne. Kill it.
No,
kill it.
It's like, hey, you can't say kill it after I say that.
Right.
Oh man.
All right, hold on. Oh,
Thank you all. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate
This
you.
is-
If you listen,
like
like that old adage goes, you just don't know my story.
You know,
Right.
I think I got something in my eye.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Let it fall, man.
somebody else put my baby's name on paper and made her official. That's
Right.
saying something.
That's
Yes,
beautiful.
sir.
That's
That
beautiful.
is what's
And this is the one that just making roots in GA, right?
Right. She ain't even here yet. I gotta go help
That's-
her move this weekend. I gotta drive to Kentucky and get all her stuff and bring it here this weekend. So she's working and ain't even here yet.
Nice.
well, Diane, we
Been
are
driving back and forth.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I'm a proud
Congratulations,
papa.
Diane.
Definitely.
You
As
should be a
yeah.
proud papa.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Diane gets one of these. Hold on, let me see if I can do it right quick.
Clue bomb.
So it wasn't.
Man.
At least it wasn't. Come on, man. But
No plies.
Oh,
I mean, that's boosted.
love you, Diane. This is a salute from the Brothers of Legacy to you.
yes, indeed.
You're gonna be a success.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to point out, Diane, I know you know how much Pop love you, Daddy love you, whatever you call him. But if you didn't know, look at that smile right now. Hey, AD, put that smile on center screen. Put that smile on
Hey.
center.
We're gonna start calling her Chester Cheetah. It ain't easy.
All right. Oh, real quick segue switch up. Tonight at 8 p.m. is Purpose.
Hey, we
for
back.
Forever. Purpose for Forever. Yeah.
The
Make sure you watch
remix.
that. Make sure you watch that. Oh,
Purpose for-
yes, indeed. I think we got some guests tonight. I'm not sure. So we're going to find out. So make sure you watch us tonight. If you text to our service, text Brothers to 84576, you'll know when we go live. Text Brothers to 84576, as well as some stuff I'm working on. Definitely want you guys to be a part of. Make sure you join the community because there's going to be some shifts, some changes soon. I've just got to get my game up. So text Brothers to 84576. Text Brothers to 84576. Sean said you have to find the light in every tunnel. Yes, indeed. Definitely.
You know, I did something. Hold on, AD, real quick, if I may. Sean, that comment is kind of confirmation to what I said yesterday on the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. Sheep said. And so I was talking. Our guest yesterday was Jamila Corbett, and we was talking about overcoming. I think, and I said it might have been on TikTok, but nonetheless, I said about the tunnel. Even sometimes when we're going through things in life, and it's like driving through a tunnel and it's dark. We don't know what's going on. Right. But if you stop in the middle of the tunnel, you'll never see the light. Right. So you have to keep pushing. So that's just confirmation that you got to find light. You got to keep pushing.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. All right. So we talked about when everything sucks. Let me ask you guys. Let me shift a little bit. We got 20 minutes. Question today: what does post-COVID look like? That should be a question. What does post-COVID look like?
Post-COVID.
Truth is, I'm already past it.
I didn't want to be arrogant, but I was thinking, I was like it look right now.
Like it looks right now. This is just it right here.
I think he's
where we at.
I think the world is forever changed.
Yes, indeed.
So I think we are living post-COVID. It's not like it's going to disappear. It's not going anywhere. Right. When the flu came into society, it didn't go anywhere. It shows its face every year. I think COVID will show its face from here on out.
Yeah,
I do. Absolutely.
I've been thinking about that, and I may be alone. And I was like, maybe I was thinking, is it possible that it could be eradicated?
It's a virus. Where's the virus?
Yeah.
What's that going
on? So it's gonna just keep moving throughout the year. Yeah. There's always gonna be somebody with it that's gonna give it to somebody else.
Just like malaria, just like the bubonic plague, just all that stuff. When we read history books and we read about the plague, the Spanish flu and all this other stuff.
But they disappeared though after a while.
No,
they kind of
they disappeared. They still
dealt with.
They still out there.
Like polio.
Yeah, they're just controlled.
Polio's still out there.
I mean, but it's controlled, so we don't like flu. Like I'm just saying, because the flu
controlled,
still
it
shows
doesn't
its face.
go away though. It's just it's controlled. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Right.
You know,
I mean, I get it.
People, listen, we have had. Do you know the numbers of the standard, the regular flu that hits the world? You know how many people die every year from the flu?
Right.
You know, more people died from the flu last year than coronavirus.
Right.
Absolutely true.
So, but we don't talk about it anymore because we are desensitized to
it is what it is.
The death rate of the flu.
Right.
Right. We just don't hear about it because it's not news. Because it happens every day.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. It'll be the same thing with Corona. Corona's here.
Right. So what about the mask? You think away, or we're gonna always kind of wear the mask? What's up, Deborah?
They're gonna, I'm saying I don't know. Look, in China they've been wearing masks for forever.
Right. Since 2000, since the first SARS Corona outbreak in 2003.
Right.
People thought Michael Jackson was crazy.
Right.
Now he looks like a genius. Right. Now he looks like a prophet.
Right, because he always been wearing the mask. He always had a mask on.
He was gone. He was somewhere else always.
Right.
Where they were extremely susceptible to whatever was in the environment.
Wow.
And when you think he got 50,000 people at a stadium to see him, that's a whole lot of whatever they got.
Right.
Around
you, right. Right.
Can I do a sidebar to a sidebar? AD?
Okay, sidebar to a sidebar.
Sidebar to a sidebar. Shout out to Lee Sweeney. Did we acknowledge Miss Deborah's birthday, or did I miss that show? It was last week.
We might have.
Well, yeah, we did. We did because I sang.
Yeah.
I sang a little bit. Just a little
bit. Well, I didn't get a chance to, Miss Deborah. Happy belated birthday to you. I saw your Facebook post the other day. She had, friends on Facebook, so I didn't know that if we did
late.
Happy birthday.
See I'm saying, Deborah, we held it down. We held it down. So you feel like we're already in a post-COVID.
Some people are living. I know people personally that are still living their life like this is March 2020. I did just we got COVID, and this thing has stricken fear in a bunch of folks and will refuse to leave the house. Mm-hmm. Still, even though
I don't. Yeah, but you know what though? The thing is, but I'm like that. I'm very careful. I'm living like it's March 2020. I don't leave my house without a mask. Right. I tell my children don't leave the house without a mask. Right. I had family. My in-laws came over yesterday. Right. My sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and their grandchildren and children, and we checked temperatures at the door.
Yep.
So but to me, you need to do that, and that's not out of fear. That's just out of mitigation. We need to reduce the risk. Right.
I agree. Yeah, because here in Missouri, where I am, it's a mask mandate, and if you go into an establishment, you have to at least wear the mask in the establishment.
Boy, I bet you they're out there fighting that left and right, ain't they?
I haven't seen, but of course, you have anti-maskers. You know what I'm saying? Right. But now in Idaho, the state I just left.
They were burning them in front of the state house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they had kids.
But to me, like the thing is, when you look at things like that, see, that's political.
Right.
I was just having this conversation with my sister-in-law yesterday. How do you politicize
wearing a
mask wearing during a pandemic?
Right.
You can't. You have to be ignorant. Not even ignorant because you have the information. You're just a dummy.
Right.
When you politicize mask wearing, to mask or not to mask. To your point, Terry, if I'm in the car with my wife, we were in the car last week and I went to pump gas. I mean, I'm just going to use my card. I'm at the pump and I'm by myself. There's no one on the other side of the pump.
Right.
And she's like, honey, put your mask on. Like, there's nobody here.
It's like when the people riding down the street with your mask on by yourself in the car.
Yeah. But she's like, you need to, she's like, well, I put my mask on anyway. And I'm like a little 7-year-old boy. Okay.
Because you don't want the smoke. It ain't worth the smoke.
I think the worst is if something happened past it, then it's like, I told you put that mask, and it couldn't have even been from that time. But it's just, I told you put that mask.
Yeah, remember that time I told you.
So Dwayne, so I'll say if you see somebody in the car driving with their mask on, my defense for most is they may be a Lyft or Uber driver. And I say that because when I get a call, when I'm like 3 minutes from the spot, I gotta have my mask on. One time, someone got in the car, was coming to the car. I was like, oh shoot. And I put my mask on and they reported me. They reported me for not having the mask on when I pulled up. Yes. So yeah. So I make sure it's already on. By the time they see me, there's a mask on me. Yes.
I put it like this. I understand that. But here's the other side to that coin. Here's the other side of that coin. I done been up next to cars that I know on Uber.
And they got that mask.
Yeah, there's no way you Uber, bro.
But listen, the thing is, like, if you probably ever got it or had it, I'd probably be super protective. Like I was like, never again am I gonna get this thing. It was horrible. I couldn't breathe. I was in the hospital. Like, so I'll probably sleep with the mask.
That's where you have a different mindset because once you've had it, your body has now been able to build up.
Right.
You're probably like
an immunity to it. Yeah.
Right. An immunity to it. Yeah. So
you got better off. I ain't wearing no mask. I already done had it. What? You ain't had it yet? Here, come here. Let me give it to you.
I don't want it.
Come get this Corona. Hey, Terry, you know you want this. Come get this Corona.
I'm good, but thanks.
It's funny. Remember that rumor? I heard the rumor going around like if you get it once, you'll never get it again. So everyone's like, maybe we should have a Corona party. Everybody just go and get this Corona one time.
Go ahead,
one time for your mind.
I'm playing Russian roulette, bro. I'm not playing that.
Come on over.
That's almost as bad as having sex without a condom and you already outside of the will of God and you want to play with them things that's out there. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm good. No thanks.
You said you forgot something.
Here you go.
Take this with you. Oh man, do we still do it when you hear somebody cough? You're like,
yeah.
Look, okay. That mask on. I know this slightly down the rabbit hole, but since we on, has any of you guys ever been in the store? Like, I don't like wearing my mask. Don't get me wrong, but I wear my mask.
Right.
But I don't like it.
Right.
And I do enjoy the 6 feet when it's given, but I'm at the grocery store and a woman, nothing against homeless people, but she looks homeless. Well, let me say this. Let me take the home. She's dirty and she's 6 inches behind me. And I'm like, do you mind? I take a step forward and she take a step forward. I was like, ma'am, we're the only 2 people in this line. I was like, you got 20 feet. You want to be 20 inches. Can you back up, please? Yeah. I didn't want to be.
Right. No.
Am I the only one? Anybody else going through that?
Look, man, you were stopping her from her next crystal meth hit. Come on.
No. What kind of cologne do you have on, Dwayne?
I ain't had none on Musk.
It might have been
Musk. Straight out the yard.
You might have had on some of that Jupe. You know, that Jupe was
that was not the Duke.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Yeah, I'm through pastor. We know someone that said, I wasn't agreeing that you have it once, you could never get it again.
Yeah.
I'm saying that your chances, you build up an immunity. Right. But you're right. Just because you had it, you can get the flu twice.
Yep.
Any flu.
Yep.
Wow. But yeah, I'm like that too. Just a little space. I need some space. I mean, I enjoy the fact that there's a 6 feet mandate because now you can see. I'm standing here. You're supposed to stand there. Stand right there.
Look. I come from a city where there's a song that says "Back, give me 50 feet." So I'm cool with that.
Yes, V Jupe. You get the number.
And here in the A, you know, Ludacris said, "Get back." You don't know me like that.
Like that.
Why you all in my grill?
If we don't want to get back, we throw them bows. You know what I'm saying?
Throw them bows.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna close it out. We're gonna close it out. Any
We're gonna talk about Kirk.
you said what?
Oh, he want to talk about Kirk.
No, we're not. We're not about to talk about Kirk. That's a no-go. Like, ain't no reason to talk about that.
Oh no way.
Pass it finna Trump you. He's like, oh, what you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Kirk
I
Franklin.
just got a text about Kirk, and I'm like, what is it? And then you guys said that
His son recorded him
cussing them out,
having an argument.
Yeah, they were arguing.
He submitted the argument that Kirk had and the words that he used.
Yeah.
He released that part of the conversation.
Right. And it's just a parent going off on their child, right or wrong. He's still a parent.
He was wrong, but he's a man, and we all fall down.
He cussed his son out.
He ain't cuss him out. He cussed him out. He didn't curse him out. He cussed him out.
But he had every right to cuss him out, considering that the son disrespected him.
No, I'm with you. He was wrong.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks.
But he was wrong. But we fall down.
It's to me. Yeah, folks need to let it go. Let it go. Yes, he cussed. Everybody know Kirk cussed.
He that is without sin, let him cast the first stone.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. No, and the thing is, when you look at the comments aren't like you going to hell. The comments are like, okay, I get it.
Hold on. So I got a question.
You have a question? You said? You have a question?
First, let me do this. He's a fire starter. So let me ask this. Let's switch the conversation because we all in agreement because we all dads. We all know the deal. You know, especially once you get to that teenage 17, 18, you know, don't come at me in a certain way because you're gonna get the man.
Even worse, the guy was in his 30s.
He's 33.
Right. You're gonna get the man. You're gonna get the man. I'm dad. You're gonna get the man. You're gonna get the man talk.
And should.
But let me ask you this because me and Tim were talking. So what pastor, minister, singer, if you heard go off and cuss, would be a surprise?
Nobody.
A surprise?
I'm just saying. I know we're human. No, I'm just saying. Like you heard him. Like, oh man, we were thinking TD Jakes. Like, could you imagine in that bass voice?
Nobody. It could be TD Jakes. It could be Creflo Dollar. I don't care who it is. Nobody. It could be Kim Burrell. Nobody.
Okay.
It would surprise me. I'd be surprised if TD Jakes had never done it.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't tell me.
I can hear it in his voice.
Cuss nobody out.
Who you talking at? You old wide nose summer.
You better get out of my presence.
You don't get that. I'm saying, and the thing is, and the reason I say that, I'm not trying to tell you that he's done that. I mean, he may have never done it. I'm just saying.
No, I got you.
To achieve the level of success that he has, right? The global impact that he has, and to see his personality and see where he comes from. I think he would be disingenuous if he hadn't done it.
You are messing with the wrong one, my brother.
Right, being all over the world, being in different places. You know, somebody.
Look at his family. But I'm saying, you don't have to go beyond this. Look at his family.
Right.
You know, I mean, everybody in there is hardcore.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Everybody.
Yeah. Who would surprise me?
They got sky high confidence. They don't bite their tongue. You know, don't nobody in his family bite their tongue.
That would be so funny.
Wait. There you go, Joel. Yeah, Smiley.
Nah, that wouldn't surprise me either because
he probably do it more than everybody else.
Right. Because to me, what we see is a commercial.
Right. No doubt.
Joel Osteen ain't in his house. Well, you know, that is not
exactly right, Pastor Brian. I came here. I'm gonna slap the living out of this right here, looking at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you know how much money I have?
That reminds me of this little simple joke that I heard.
What's Joel's wife's name? Victoria? Is that her name?
Yeah, Victoria is his wife's name. Yeah.
See him now.
I have learned to not use. I've learned to not use foul language when speaking to my family. Right. I learned that years ago. I'm like, I'm not going to use that kind of language with my family just because it's just too disrespectful, and I would hate to reap that. Right? I would hate to reap it.
Yeah, definitely. I figure that's definitely on that. Definitely.
But think about this. It's because I know what it is.
Right.
So I could tell you that maybe TD Jakes doesn't do that today, but you can't tell me that he hasn't done it.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I could tell you that Joel Osteen maybe doesn't do it today, but you can't tell me that he hasn't done it.
Never done it.
Right.
That's all. I mean, it's just hard for me to process that. I'm saying, but you can get to a point where you learn and you realize this is not conducive. This is not expedient. Right. And I'm saying I don't use that kind of language with my family. I've learned to not holler. Only person I holler at in my house is the dog. And that's if I have to speak twice.
Gotcha.
So what I'm saying, but what I've learned is it doesn't buy me anything.
Right.
So there are many leaders out there that probably don't do this because they've learned a better way to communicate.
Right.
See, my family would be shocked if I snapped and started cussing in this house today. It would shock them to their core.
Right.
You know, because that's not what they hear from me.
Right. Definitely.
You know, so I would say there are many leaders out there that it might, you know, what I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me that somebody's done it. But if they don't make a habit of doing it, it could surprise those closest to them because it's out of character.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Well said. Well said, Pastor.
If Donnie McClurkin come out with one though, if I saw Donnie do it, it might shock me.
It wouldn't shock me. It made me laugh. It wouldn't shock me.
I ain't said he passed it, but if Donnie came out with, look, if Donnie said you skinny mother, look at here, I'll break your neck. You.
That dude would probably sing that. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Oh my
you messed up.
You mother.
Right, V. Yeah. Yeah, they probably laugh, V. Yep.
Here's my comment. Here's my closing. If I could close real quick. Listen.
No, you wasted your closing, sir. Your closing has been wasted.
I got it. I just want to say real quick.
Look, hey, Terry, this is your card, and this is AD taking it.
No, real quick.
This Brothers of Legacy, Brothers on Legacy Crime is brought to you by the Brothers of Legacy.
I just want to say justice to my hometown. I'm praying for my hometown. You guys haven't. I don't know if you guys have followed it at all, but I hope that true justice and true peace comes to my hometown. We've really been going through it the last couple of weeks, for years apparently. But I'm praying for my community. Let's pray for each other in our communities, and we pray we get some justice in my hometown. So just stand up, ACO. That's it.
ACO?
Anson County, North Carolina.
Yeah.
AKA
ACNO.
ACO. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that's sad, man.
Yeah, it is. But thanks, TikTok.
So I'll close out with a corny joke.
Okay. We need one of those.
All right, hold on. Let me get my thing, and we're gonna shut it down. All right, go ahead.
Johnny has an interview at Home Depot.
Johnny,
the manager at Home Depot says, "Johnny, you're hired." The manager says, "Johnny, I'm going to start you off at $10 an hour, and in 3 months, I'm going to elevate it $15 an hour." Johnny, oh man, that's great. The manager says, "What day can you start?" Johnny says, 3
months.
I'll start in about 3 months.
All right, guys.
Johnny a smart dude.
Johnny smart.
Johnny smart.
I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another edition. Good morning.